What life hacks have you tried that actually worked? Swelling the liquid in a bottle you need to empty fast. Creates a vortex that lets the air in and the liquid out without all that messy glug glug noise. Learned this from Bill Nye. Best minor convenience by far. I learned the other day that when trying to touch your toes, you should focus on touching your head to the ground rather than fingers to toes. It added a few inches of stretch with no other effort. Congratulations. You just caused several thousand people to get up from wherever they were sitting and bend over to touch their toes. It does kinda work though. There was a post not too terribly long ago where a OP said something about the extra linen in the front of male underwear boxes being used to absorb the drops of piss after you pee. A comment under that explained that if you actually put pressure on your taint, just press on it, it will squeeze out any extra piss. I am 32. And I feel like I just learned how to pee properly as a male. A leftover dryer sheet is great at cleaning off soap scum in the tub. I like to wipe off my mirror with dryer sheets so it doesn't get so foggy after I shower. I also like to put them in my shoes to keep them smelling nice. The quickest way to cool the inside of your car down is to open one door. Then go to the opposite side and open and close it a few times. This forces the hot air out and draws the cooler air in. I have a black car with black interior. And a few weeks ago when the high was 94 and it had been sitting in the sun for 6-7 hours, I tried this before getting in. And holy hell, it worked better than I could have ever imagined. I had heard about this before but never tried it. At the start of the year I'll flip all my clothes hangers around so they're facing the wrong direction. As I wear random items, I'll flip it back to the normal direction. If by the next year I haven't worn something, I know I never will. And so I donate anything that's still flipped backwards. Kitchen plastic wrap in the freezer. No more sticking. To add on, put plastic wrap over the top of your ice cream and then put the lid on the carton. No more freezer burned ice cream. Untying a knot in a plastic bag by twisting it tightly so that the part of the bag, past the knot, is made into a tight rope-like structure that can be pushed back through the knot. Untying it. I've used this a lot. I use a binder clip to hold my grocery list to the kids' seat on the shopping cart. It keeps the list in a readable position and both my hands are free. Also, between 7 and 10 binder clips will hold a toddler in a shopping cart without a baby seat. Fry leftover pizza in a pan with a lid on it, crust down. The crust goes amazingly crisp. The toppings eat up and you don't have soggy disappointment. It is arguably better than fresh pizza in my opinion. Clear packing tape over the speakers of plastic children's toys. It muddles the sounds enough that I still have some of my hearing. I'll share the ones I use. Both, coincidentally, involving a damp paper towel. Before reheating bread in the microwave, wrap it in a damp paper towel. It won't be chewy at all and is actually quite delicious. It's not as good as a toaster oven but it works great in a pinch. If you want to quickly cool a beverage without adding ice, that is, beer. Wrap a damp paper towel around the bottle and stick it in the freezer for a few minutes. The paper towel will freeze quickly and chill the beverage quicker. I tested this with a wrapped beer and an unwrapped beer and the wrapped was cold and delicious while the unwrapped had barely gotten any colder. For the ladies, if your mascara is drying up, put a few drops of saline solution in the tube. It'll last a lot longer. Sugar cures a burnt tongue. For mosquito bites, run a spoon under hot water for about 30 seconds. Then press the spoon to the bite. No more itching. Pour pancake mix into an old ketchup bottle for no mess pancakes. If you frequenters do, notice the color the employees wear and match it next time you go. The animals will come right up to you. My son and I ride our bikes to fireworks displays, sports events, outdoor movies and park events. When the events are over, we ride past massive traffic jams and get home in 10 minutes while everyone else is stuck in traffic for an hour. If the event is far away from home, load up our bikes and we drive to location a few miles from the event and ride in. Then ride back out. We make sure to be extremely careful. We don't trust anybody. We feel like geniuses when we do this. Dress for the job you want. At my first real office, cubicle, job, they would sometimes send me, the new guy, back to work in the warehouse for a few hours. I started wearing better clothes. Preferably light colored ones, mostly purchased at Goodwill. For the next week, when they sent me back, I'd return with my clothes pretty much ruined. I didn't say a word. Just got back to work. After a week, they quit sending me. After a few months, I got a good performance review and a private office. I still try to dress just a bit better than the people around me. But I don't have to shop at Goodwill anymore. I enjoy having breakfast in bed. I like waking up to the smell of bacon. Sue me. And since I don't have a butler, I have to do it myself. So, most nights before I go to bed, I will lay 6 strips of bacon out on my George Foreman grill. Then I go to sleep. When I wake up, I plug in the grill. I go back to sleep again. Then I wake up to the smell of crackling bacon. It is delicious. It's good for me. It's a perfect way to start the day. First thing in the morning when you wake up, drink a big glass of water, leave it on your nightstand. Walk outside and get like a minute of fresh air while looking at the sky. Obviously depending on weather. 100% works better for quickly waking you up and consistently as opposed to groggily chugging down coffee. Seriously. Give it a try. I sell my labor so that I can then exchange that currency for goods and services. Blinking fast for a minute to help fall asleep at night. Read it in another post. Tried it out one night when I couldn't sleep. And I was fast asleep within 3 minutes, guessing because I fell asleep quickly. Another one I heard and have used on many occasions when I haven't been able to fall asleep at my usual fast pace. Breathe in for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 7 seconds, then breathe out through your mouth for 8 seconds. Won't take many times of doing this before you are out. About the only one I use all the time is the roll the bottom of the chip bag to make the bag of chips bowl-like. I'll do this if it's just the bros and close friends hanging out. We'll get fancy and use a bowl if we have real company though. I don't know if it was ever on Life Hacks, but also once you're halfway through a bag of chips I cut the top half of the bag off with scissors so I don't have to reach deep into the bag. Wetting a latex glove, or rubber glove, and wiping down upholstery to get pet hair off. My husband is a dentist and we have a box of medical gloves at home. I use one of those, running my hand first back and forth, then in circles, over our upholstered furniture. We have 3 cats, and it works so much better than vacuuming. Use a couple of coffee filters to clean a mirror if you don't want streaks. Paper towels first to get most of the cleaner off. Then go back over it with coffee filters before it dries. Fold toilet paper in half and put it on the drop zone when you poop. No more Poseidon's kiss. Gonna start using this in public restrooms. At home Poseidon's kiss is a welcome and pleasant surprise. If you do cream and or sugar in coffee, put the cream and or sugar in your mug first and then pour the coffee. You lose fewer spoons in a week. Another alternative is to get an airtight travel mug. I have a Contigo, and turn it upside down. Suck your finger and pull it out after applying lipstick to make sure none goes on your teeth. Also a good way to attract a mate. When leaving on a trip, to be certain I turned off the stove or locked the doors. Clap or do some other out of the ordinary act once you've completed your task. When you look back to remember if you did it, that little act will stand out and not get lost in the blur of events. If you live with a woman and don't want to clean bath after yourself, just take some of her hair from hairbrush and throw around. She will clean everything and won't even mention it. Tying knots in the bottom corners of your sheet and then tucking them up under your fitted sheet. Works like eye charm. As a chronic sheet puller, I not long pull sheets. My wife is glad I'm no longer a sheet puller either. Sheets stay stuck under. And I no longer wake up wrapped in sheets. Sheets. When you're moving, take a big trash bag and put the clothes you have on hangers in the trash bag without taking them down first, then tie the trash bag around the hanger hooks. Now you have 10-20 articles of clothing still on their hangers but bagged up ready to move to your new clothing rack in your new house. Once you've moved, you can just take your bags of clothes, hang them back up, remove the trash bag, and voila, no more hanging, folding, packing, unfolding, and hanging back up. Plus, wrinkle free. Spray strawberries with vinegar when you get them. Then rinse with water. Hills mold spores. Flick your tomato flowers to make sure they fruit. Draw little lines on your thumb when you need to make even stitches. Peel a banana from the end that's opposite the stem. Most people seem to try to snap the stem end off and peel it that way, but they often smush their banana. If you pinch the non-stem end and peel it that way, you don't mush your banana and you also remove that brown gross bit at the end of the banana. I hear that apes peel bananas this way, but that might be a myth. Regardless, it works. Chew gum while cutting onions. I don't really know how that works, but I use this life hack every time. I saw this video in FB and YouTube about basic home DIY to make things easier. There was one about solving issues of clothes sliding off hangers, so to remedy that, using a glue gun, put bumps or a liner of hot glue on the hanger to gain traction and grip. It worked for a few clothes, so I went to Michael's, bought felt fabric and superglued small sections of it to my hangers. Now my hangers have good grip on my clothes, those that are chiffon. Also, the whole vinegar plus baking soda for cleaning really works. We have a mushroom problem in our backyard. I don't want to use chemicals because of the baby and dogs. Someone said 4 parts water to 1 part vinegar and mushrooms clear out and won't grow back. Well, it works. My other life hack is pretty simple. Drink water and breathe. Right as you wake up, drink a glass of water. Hydrates, refreshes, and to me is more effective than a cup of coffee. Also, work on your breathing. Stressed? Breathe. Tired? Breathe. It works for everything. For anyone that uses glass pipes and water pipes to smoke tobacco, to clean out residue, fill the pipe with rubbing alcohol and coarse salt. Salt does not dissolve in alcohol, so it acts as a scrubbing material. Use your fingers to cover the holes and shake away. No one I know believes me, but I swear this works. If you are trying to unlock your car with a key fob, and you're out of range, put the fob up to your chin bone and try hitting the button again. Something about reverberating the signal through your skull amplifies the range or something. It sounds ridiculous, but I found it to work nearly 100% of the time. I found myself mashing my lock button from too far away. I came up with this one myself, with mixed opinions. I personally love it and think it's genius. Other people have literally walked out of the pub after hearing this. I eat popcorn with a spoon. Yes, I do. I don't want sticky fingers. Do you know how disgusting your hands are? I'm hyper aware of this. As a waitress, I don't want my food to touch my fingers. Popcorn with a spoon. Chugging a bottle of water right when I wake up to help combat being dehydrated from a good night's sleep instantly makes me feel less groggy and ready to take on the day. I saw this video on Facebook where they had saved vegetable peelings and ends that are edible but not appetizing. You take the bits and toss them in a bit of water with seasonings and make veggie stock. I do this all the time now and I always have the best veggie stock. For anyone wearing tights, wear a pair of panties, on top of tights to stop them from sliding down and being super uncomfortable. In winter, or wherever it's cold, tights under trousers is such a lifesaver. Newspaper stuffed into wet shoes to dry them out. Added to rapidly cool something. Loads of salt plus water plus ice and then put the canned bottles in and leave for a few minutes.